At 6 a.m. on a cold Tuesday in January, David did something he had already done 47 times before in his life. He promised himself that today, everything changes. A new gym membership, a new diet, a brand new morning routine, the new David. By Friday night, it was all gone. Again. But this is not a story about failure. It's about a lie we all believe. Because David was about to discover that everything he believed about motivation was wrong, and that disciplined people are hiding a strange secret. Here is what David didn't understand. Motivation is not a character trait you own. It's an emotion, and emotions come in waves. Behavior scientist B.J. Fogg calls this the motivation wave. Some days you feel unstoppable. Other days you can't even conquer your own bet. David kept making one fatal mistake. He made big decisions at the peak of the wave, then had to execute them in the trough. He signed up for the gym on Sunday night, feeling like a champion, and expected that same fire at 6 a.m. on Tuesday. The fire never showed up. And every time the wave crashed, David told himself the same painful story about who he really was. I'm just lazy. I have no willpower. Sound familiar? That story is the real trap, and it keeps millions of people stuck. It makes you believe the problem is your character, when the problem is actually your strategy. You built your life on a feeling. And feelings are the least stable foundation on earth. So if motivation is a lie, what are disciplined people actually doing differently? In 2015, psychologists Brian Galla and Angela Duckworth ran 6 studies with over 2,000 people, asking one simple question. Why do people with high self-discipline win at life? Everyone assumed they were masters at resisting temptation, gritting their teeth all day. The data said the exact opposite. The most disciplined people reported fewer willpower battles than everyone else. They weren't better fighters. They had simply designed lives with fewer fights in them. Their good behaviors had become automatic. Habits. Systems running quietly in the background. Think about that. The person you envy for their iron discipline is not forcing themselves to the gym every single morning. Going to the gym is simply what happens at 7 a.m., the same way brushing their teeth happens. No debate, no negotiation. Psychologist Wendy Wood found that roughly 40% of everything you do each day is not decided at all. It runs on autopilot. So the question is not whether you run on systems. You already do. The question is whether your systems work for you. David's system? Phone on the nightstand. Snacks on the counter. Gym 20 minutes away. A machine perfectly engineered to produce failure. David He's fandom? His environment was quietly voting against him 100 times a day. Motivation never stood a chance. So David tried something radical. He stopped asking, how do I get motivated? And started asking a much better question. How do I build a system that works? A system that works even on the days when he felt nothing at all. The blueprint has 4 parts. Here is part 1. Part 1. Design the environment, not the intention. Every action carries a hidden price tag. Scientists call that price tag friction. Shravana Rashli Roble. Add 20 seconds of effort to a bad habit, and it starts to die. Remove 20 seconds from a good one, it lives. So David moved his phone charger out of the bedroom. Scrolling at night now required standing up and walking to the kitchen. He slept in his workout clothes and placed his shoes right in front of the door. The gym began the moment he stood up. It sounds almost stupidly simple. That's the point. You don't rise to the level of your willpower. You fall to your environment. Psychologist Peter Gollwitzer studied a tool called implementation intentions. It's just 1 written sentence. Instead of the vague goal, I will exercise more, you write, when my alarm rings at 7, I put on my shoes. A meta-analysis of 94 studies found this one sentence significantly boosts follow-through, because in the critical moment, there is no negotiation. The decision was already made by a smarter, calmer version of you. Willpower isn't needed when the choice no longer exists. Part 3. Make it too small to fail. David's old plan demanded 90-minute workouts. His new rule was almost embarrassing. Just drive to the gym and do 5 minutes. That's it. Because here is the beautiful loophole in human psychology. Motivation doesn't cause action nearly as often as action causes motivation. You move first, and the feeling arrives while you're already moving. Therapists use this exact principle, called behavioral activation, to treat even clinical depression. Start moving first. The emotions follow the body. 9 times out of 10, David's 5 minutes turned into 40. On the worst days, 5 still counted. The system survived. Part 4. Repeat until it disappears. Researchers at University College London tracked people building new habits, measuring how long automaticity took. The average was 66 days. Some needed only 18. Others, closer to 8 months. So forget the famous 21-day myth. But the study found something even more important. Missing a single day made almost no difference in the long run. None. The system doesn't demand perfection. It demands one rule. Never miss twice. Every repetition wears the path deeper into your brain. 8 months later, something strange happened. A coworker watched David calmly turn down cake at an office party and said the words, "Man, I wish I had your discipline." And David laughed, because he knew the truth behind the curtain. There was no iron will. No 4 a.m. warrior mindset. Just shoes by the door. A phone charging in the kitchen. One sentence written in advance. 5-minute entry fees. And a rule to never miss twice. From the outside, systems look exactly like discipline. From the inside, they feel like nothing at all. David didn't become a different person. He built a different machine. And then he simply lived inside it. So stop waiting for the wave. Pick one habit, just one, and start tonight. Design the path. Preload the decision. Shrink it down until it's too small to fail. And never, ever miss twice. Motivation is a lie you feel. Discipline is a system you build. Subscribe, because next week we fix the hardest habit: sleep.